Hi, my name's Matt Welsh. I'm doing Unit 14 Assignment 1 P2, and the first thing we're talking about is the selection. A selection is a program with code that allows you to have a choice of routes. An example would be an if statement. An if statement is where something uses a conditional statement, meaning something will only happen if the requirements are met. For example, on screen now, an if statement would be having this times symbol. It indicates if you was to start by doing 2 times 5, the result is 10, meaning it's ignored all the other statements on here, but the times one. The next one we're going to be looking at is the loops. A loop is something that happens over again until a condition is met. An example of a loop is repeating itself until the criteria is met. On here we can see, here we've got a for loop, so the box on the application will repeat until it's met the 5 times. The next thing we'll be looking at is the event handlers. Event handlers is a function that communicates with the computer if something is triggered. This can include mouse and key pressors. On here we can see this is an event handler because it's looking out for the button 7 click. That is what would make it trigger. The same applies to the triggers, which is similar to the event handlers. The trigger is something that within the program that makes an event occur. This can be by pressing a number on the calculator to get a number, as seen here, as a number is appeared on the calculator showing that something has been triggered. Next, we'll be looking at the objects. An object has the purpose to allow extra functions to the program. These can include pictures, buttons, and labels. On here, we can see that here we've got a button. You can also enable other things such as labels. And these are other objects you can add. You can also include picture images. If you were to look at the object properties, however, would be right-clicking, selecting the properties here, and here you can do a wide range of things such as changing the colour or including a new name, such as changing what's inside the property to hello. The next thing I'll be looking at is the menus. The menus is at the top of the screen, such as File, Edit and View. It allows you to look at code from different views, so you can save your work or add a new program, undo code that you didn't mean to press or anything. Next, I'll be talking about toolboxes. The purpose of the toolbox is to allow the user to easily add objects to the program. This can work by clicking on the toolbox function and dragging or dropping something onto the page. You can add labels here, you can also add picture boxes and many other things as well. The next thing we'll be looking at is the debugger. The purpose of debugging allows for the program which the code is on to search for code and fix and tell you of any errors. The user can see the code is working by either splitting it up using breakpoints, such as here. We are able to double click on an area, it tells you the code, highlights it, and then by pressing F10 the program will run, and then it repeats, tells you that the value of I is 1, and then you can keep doing this, and then it tells you, executes here, what the next line of code will be run. So for next, but because it's a loop, it will just keep repeating until it's met to the 5. This is done by splitting using breakpoints, to which shows which part of the code's working. The next thing I'll be talking about is variables. The purpose of the variable is to use as a container for data. The variables included are declaration, scope, constants, and data types. First, declaration is where the variable is given a name and a data type. This links to the amount of storage used. Scope is the visibility of the variable, such as where it's created in a private class. And if it's in a private class, it can only stay in there. However, if it's created in a public variable, then it can be used in any classes. A constant is a variable that will not be changed in the program, and data types determine the type of data in the variable. And for example, on the code here, at the top we have here a variable, so dim, and then that's the name of it as a first number, and then the data type is shown as double. Thank you for listening.